next step. Here we go. So now, you could say I cheated a little bit, but I think I've used some artist tools. I did do one more tree since I last got because the other one was bugging me. That didn't have quite the nice form. So I fixed that one a little bit, added that guy, and I added some really light pencil lines. I kind of messed up a little, so I tried to erase and actually lifted some color just to show you. But I just wanted to know with these last details are so specific, I wanted to get those right. Now, I'm going to start with this again, but I'm also going to use my detail round for part of it just to get some of these little tiny details. But as I'm mixing, I've been using only brown and water so far. And I've gotten all these nice layers. The only time I use black in watercolor is when I use it to like tint just a little bit. It's hard to get so many values out of just one color. So I'm going to use a little bit of black with this. Just a little. And let's see, I'm going to take a corner of this other page and just try it with it. So I'm getting a slightly darker value this time because this is my darkest dark now. This is the last thing I'm going to put on, and I really want this, and I probably should have used this brush to do it. I really want this to be that dark value. So I got to make sure it's different than this because I've gotten pretty dark here already. All right, so let's try with this edge so that, yeah. Now you see how it's already lightening? Let's get some more in there. This in here. A little bit of water so I can spread it around. And this is why, I do have some on this flat. For this area, I'm going to use the flat because I like to use the largest brush possible for the area that I'm doing. Then I know I'm going to fill it. But I also don't want to go over that edge anymore because I like how I set it there. Now, to get these little teeny details, here we go. I'm going to work across the page this way so that I can, oh, I have the tree. Well, you've seen me do trees. I'm going to do this guy. I have my hand rested here, and I can because it's dry. And I want to try and set that edge and leave it. And then leave it alone because the more I mess with the edge, the easier it is to mess it up. All right, so there's that. And then I have this flat piece here. Oh, I'm losing pigment. Let's get a little more. A little too much water on the brush then. Careful. If I press harder, then my brush is going to give me a wider mark. So I'm trying to keep my pressure pretty light right here. There we go. And then this piece comes down. And this one comes down. And looks like I wasn't paying attention to my pencil marks. That's all right. I'll fix it after. All right, we need a little more pigment. It's getting lighter. Flatten that edge. So this is just steadying my hand. I'm really working hard to steady my hand against the paper here and trying to do it in one continuous stroke. So I got that dark, I got that dark. I am going to come back with slightly less pigment on the brush and do this bottom one, but I want to get these darks in here first. All right, and then let's see. So over here, let's make sure there's enough water to spread it and enough pigment to get that similar color. All right, so over here, I got this hill. Oh, see, getting lighter. A little more water. Spread it around. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, that's too much water. There we go. Better. Fill this in. Get up to that edge. I'm not going to go over it again. I like the edge I had. This isn't going to be perfect because it's a landform, right? Don't make it a perfect straight line. Oh, look, it's good enough. There. Let's hold the brush there for a minute. Get some more pigment. There we go. This guy's going to go off the edge. Now over here, I need this kind of tree. So I'm going to be real cautious of make sure this is on all the way. Yes. Let's start here. Too much paint. Bring it around. I want to make sure with my trees that I don't ever let one branch get thicker. If it gets thicker, it looks wrong. So branches always need to narrow as they come up. I'm going to draw some of these branches coming in. They don't all have to like be perfectly connected. They just sort of, but notice how the color's getting close. I got to keep making sure I have enough water and pigment on the brush to get this. Now here, I see blobs. Very carefully I'm going to draw blobs. And I can always go back and make it opaque, but I like to keep my edges of trees like as spacious. See how the light does come through? I want to make sure I allow for the light to come through, especially on my first like round here. All right, so then down here there's even less leaves as that light's popping in. So I'm kind of setting my outside edge. And then I'll come in and add some more solid colors in here. But again, let the light come through. I can always add more. It's much more difficult to come back and take pigment out when it's dark like this. So, like so. Maybe get some more in here. Like so. And then we can do the same over here with this guy. Ugh. This is just the tree I'm used to doing. Now, see, look what's happening. These are slightly different. So I'm going to make sure that these kind of blend in here. I can do some stuff like this too. So if it doesn't, it just looks like details into the rocks and stuff. It got lighter, didn't it? We'll make this sort of textures as if it's coming toward the front too. Because remember, as things get closer to you, you're going to see more detail. So maybe this is like, I can just put some detail in here. Vary it a little bit. All right. Now for this tree up here, similar. So looks like he's kind of going off the page. This needs to be a little wider. I'm not going to do as much of these just because I want to be able to see all the different parts. Kind of set the outside edges. Woo, this part's scary. Big dark stuff on top. It's all good. Touch more water. I want to make sure it's like moving and flowing in here so that I can get it and take some of the moisture out. So students, you're getting this? Okay, good. Pause, move on. I think the easiest way to work through videos like this is to watch a little, paint a little, watch a little, paint a little. Try it out. I'm using this for inspiration, but I'm not following it exactly. less in here. I'm kind of thinking about where would the branch be to get these details in here. And again, I'm going loose. See, that needs a little something, but I don't need much. I can always fill it in more. Changing the angle of my brush a little bit so that I can get the different direction in here. There we go. Maybe I'll just do a few of these little guys here. This seems like it needs more. I'm gonna build this up. I'm looking at these and I'm seeing that they kind of go different ways, but I'm not so worried if I get them exactly right. Okay. Now this needs to be slightly lighter, doesn't it? So let's get a little more water in there. A little bit more black though. Make sure the black's in there. Let's see. How's that? Not light enough. Just gonna let it stop. Again, resting my hand. Looks like I need just a little bit here maybe. Some calm water. Ta-da, ta-da. This didn't get much of a change in the water, did it? I'm hesitant to go back in though because I want to keep that light to dark. Am I saying it's good enough? Et voila! A study in the watercolor rules. Light to dark, back to front, general to specific, keep them transparent. Lots of layers of value. Woohoo! Thank you.